Robert Sanchez, he just keeps getting game time at Chelsea, and I don't know why. I don't understand why. Enzo Maresca trusts Robert Sanchez. He says he is the number one. There is no doubt in his mind that he will be the starting keeper ahead of Jorgensen this season for Chelsea. Although these things can always change. The question is, how long is it going to take before Sanchez gets dropped? And I want to talk about him in this video as well as all of the latest Chelsea news. We're going to be bringing you up to date. Listen, if you're subscribed to the channel, fantastic. If not, smash that subscribe button. It helps massively. And give us a like as well if you like what we're doing. Listen, big up to everyone that's watching. My name's Alex. This is Chelsea Fan TV with another live. Robert Sanchez. I mean, I spoke about this after the Man United game, but we are going to be having this conversation many, many times until something changes, because this seems to be one of the few areas in a very unified team, a unified fan base as well. A lot of people are behind Enzo Maresca, but we're struggling to understand why Robert Sanchez is still our goalkeeper. And what is it that Enzo Maresca likes so much about this guy to be able to pick him week in, week out, and basically say, you know what? You are my number one, even with all the mistakes that you're making, the poor distribution, and to be honest, poor goalkeeping at times. Although I think that Robert Sanchez, actually one of his strengths, he is quite a good shot stopper, but still making countless errors, countless mistakes. So we're going to break it down. We're going to go game by game, seeing what it is that Robert Sanchez has actually contributed. Has he been good the majority of the time? Is that why he's still being trusted? Or is he still making too many mistakes? And also, who do we bring in to replace this guy? Because if it's not Jorgensen, is it another keeper that we have in the Blueco network? We've got plenty of options in there. Or do we need to go out and sign someone else? So, are we actually going to have to go out and reinvest in another goalkeeper, which would be totally strange to me. I mean, I don't know why we'd spend more money on a keeper when we've already signed what, three keepers in the last window. That just seems crazy to me. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment, guys. But big up to everyone that's watching. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. So for me, listen, guys, what is to say? I mean, we're gonna break it down keeper by keeper. Robert Sanchez. He has been at Chelsea. This is his second season. Second proper season at Chelsea. He joined us on a 7-year contract after impressing with Brighton in the Premier League and building a reputation as a fine shot stopper and a goalkeeper comfortable at building possession and starting attacks. Now, this is on Chelsea's website, by the way, guys. So let's just take this with a pinch of salt. They're obviously going to try and make the player look good. He's 26 years old, Spanish. So you can see where he tries to get his distribution from. International career. He made his debut for Spain in a 4-0 World Cup qualifying win over Georgia in September 2021. Coming on as a sub early in the game. He had been in the squad for Euro 2020. He played in the summer of 2021 due to the pandemic. And he was also named in the 2021 Nations League final squad and the 2022 World Cup squad, but he didn't play any games. His second Spain cap was won when he played the first half of a friendly win over Jordan in 2022. And he wasn't called up for Euro 24. They say it was, pardon me. They say it was because of an injury-rid season at Chelsea. I say because he's probably not trustworthy or good enough. Let's be honest, guys. Let's not beat around the bush here. So yeah, I mean, his stats. Maybe you take this with a pinch of salt. I mean, some people love stats, some people don't, but it's always good to understand statistics. This is just this season, yeah. 10 appearances, 10 starts, Total saves 40, 2 clean sheets. So we have a 20% ratio of clean sheets when Robert Sanchez is in goal. That is not a good ratio. That is poor. That is really poor. 20% of clean sheets. I mean, how many clean sheets do Man City have? I'd love to know this. Clean sheets. Let's have a look. Because this is what we really want to know. We want to know, right, how many goals, how many games did they not? In fairness, Man City's clean sheet record's not great either. So maybe that's not a good example. They've only got 20% as well. The point still stands though, guys. Yeah, this guy is holding us back. I would not be saying this about many players. I'm a big fan of giving people time. I believe that, listen, without time, sometimes it's virtually impossible, especially as a manager. I mean, I think it's more important as a manager as opposed to anything. But Robert Sanchez is a goalkeeper. And listen, you haven't got to do an awful lot as a keeper. Your job is pretty much the same in whichever team you're in. The only difference is you're either asked to keep the ball short or the manager says, I don't mind. You can go long. Look, this isn't rocket science, people. But for some reason, everything just becomes a little bit more complicated when Robert Sanchez is in the equation. Pass success rate. Overall team ranking, 23, 75%. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that seems pretty crap. His success rate when passing, he's the 23rd. He's the worst. He's the worst in the squad in terms of pass success rate. This is one of the reasons that Chelsea fans are so frustrated with Robert Sanchez. Now, you have certain players who are, by the way, allowed to have a slightly less accurate pass rate because of the fact that they're further up the pitch. They take more risks with their passes. They're trying to penetrate the defenses. Sometimes those opportunities get intercepted, right? I accept that. As a goalkeeper, when you're being asked to pass out short, you should have the highest percentage of everyone. Maybe 85% as a minimum, not 75%. Andy doesn't know why Maresca trusts Robert Sanchez. Big up to you, Andy. Bobot Beard says, what's to say we don't get another keeper? And he's even worse. Sanchez has made some mistakes, but with the youngest squad in the league, and he will indeed grow to be an ace keeper. This is a great point. So we are the youngest squad in the league. How old is Robert Sanchez? He's almost 27 years old. How long do you wait? Is it going to take 3 years? So we're telling me by the time he turns 30, he's going to be ready. Come on, guys. We have to have... yeah, this is not even a conversation. We have to have a competent goalkeeper at this football club in order to succeed properly. If we do not have a keeper capable of carrying himself, how can you expect this team to improve? How can you expect confidence to grow in the defense when we are conceding goals in 8 out of 10 games? 80% of football matches that Sanchez plays in, we concede. And a big reason that we do concede is because of Sanchez. It's not just some miraculous thing that has come about and it's like, well, a defender made a mistake and then Sanchez conceded the goal. A large majority of these goals are because of Sanchez's mistakes. Could defenders do better? Yes, of course they could. Of course they can. But also, you're meant to be a top keeper for one of the best clubs in the world. I would expect you to be able to cover your defenders as well on top of that. Not every single time, but a large majority of the time. Otherwise, what's to say that I shouldn't just bring Kepa back? Kepa didn't make that many mistakes. He only made 3 when he was at Chelsea that lead to a goal. He wasn't a great shot stopper, but Sanchez has already made more mistakes this season leading to goals than Kepa has in his whole Chelsea career. Badiashile with the highest passing accuracy in the team, and Kunku as well, Lavia, Tossin, Levi Colwell, Cucurella, all on 90% or higher. Fofana should be high, 89%. That's quite good from there as well, 89%. James. We've got more risky players down here like Fernandez, Felix, Sancho, Palmer. That's fair, isn't it? They're going to make those risky passes. Dewsbury, Hall, Mudryk, Jackson, Guiu. Sanchez is right at the bottom. He should be above 90%. He should be in the top 10. He should be there. Why is he so far down? He's 23rd in a squad of 23. What is going on? Oh, Blue Boy says we've got so many goalkeepers, but I don't think any of them are consistent. We need consistency in goal. You're absolutely right. Dre, he is definitely not the best in the Prem. That was just the thumbnail, my friend. But listen, I mean, to be fair, I didn't make that thumbnail, but I thought to myself, bloody hell, we haven't got any time to change it, so we'll work with it. But no, I definitely do not believe that Robert Sanchez is the best in the Prem. The reason that this has come about is because of the story that came out yesterday regarding Robert Sanchez, which I will also come to. It just happens to be when you look at his stats on the Chelsea website, this comes up. I mean, it's just typical, isn't it? I think it's absolutely crazy. %97% of the passes that Robert Sanchez goes for are short balls. 29% of his passes are long balls. Oh, God. Oh, hang on. Right. Sorry. I'm getting confused here. So the team average 90% completion when they go for short balls. Robert Sanchez averages 97% accuracy. That's fair. Okay. But only 29% accuracy on long balls compared to the team's average of 43. So there's only a 3% margin with short balls. And by the way, in that 3%, I'm sure we've conceded at least 2 goals. So it definitely does make a difference. But that long ball accuracy as well is just poor, isn't it? Like, we're not saying you have to get every single pass, but I mean, more than 29%. We're not asking for the world here. I think this is past the point of mentality, guys. I think this is past the point. I think we're at a stage now where we have a keeper who is just not competent. He's not trustworthy. I don't trust Sanchez. Do you trust Sanchez? I don't. Not for me, guys. I think, yeah, I think that's, yeah, we can't trust this guy, I'm afraid. Not for me, that. Not for me. But listen, there's been some news coming out about Robert Sanchez, which is certainly intriguing. Let's start off with with this. I'm going to share my screen with you now. Chelsea retain full belief in Robert Sanchez's talent. The feeling within the club is that Sanchez has all the ingredients to be one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. What are we thinking about that one, guys? What are we thinking about that? One of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I'm struggling to understand that logic, to be quite frank. I am struggling, but that's fine. We can break it down. I'm happy to break it down. So they're saying he could be. They have the Sanchez has all of the ingredients to be one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. Now, I'm no chef, but if we're thinking of certain ingredients, I think someone's getting food poisoning. This man is not going to be one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. I would actually argue he can't even get into most Premier League sides, let alone become one of the best goalkeepers in the Prem. And let's actually dive into that, because that's a realistic argument. That's a real argument, genuinely. Have a look at this, guys. Right. These are all of the goalkeepers in the Premier League. Is he starting ahead of David Raya? No. David Raya is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So he's not starting for Arsenal. Is Robert Sanchez starting ahead of Martinez, who won the Best Goalkeeper in the World award? Yeah, he won the Yashin Trophy. Is he starting ahead of Martinez? Be honest with yourself here, guys. No. So far, these are two pretty easy decisions. Bournemouth. Now, we know that he's playing Kepa's there, isn't he? So, is he starting ahead of Kepa for Chelsea? Now, as I just alluded to earlier, Kepa only made 3 mistakes leading to goals in his whole Chelsea career. If I'm not wrong, we have had more mistakes in 10 games from Robert Sanchez this season. 2 against Brighton, conceded a penalty in Manchester, but you could argue that was because of Fofana. Should have saved Curtis Jones's goal against Liverpool. Gave the ball away. In a toxic position to Caicedo. Put him under pressure. Then we conceded against Crystal Palace. Made mistake against Wolves. We conceded in that game, but we managed to come back. We ended up scoring 6, so nobody talked about it. Every single game, there's a problem. There's a couple of games I look at the guy and I think he was fantastic. He was great against Bournemouth. He was great against Man City at home. So Robert Sanchez is not starting for Bournemouth. Let's make that clear. Kepa is clear of Robert Sanchez as it stands right now. Brentford, Mark Flecken. He's not starting. Robert Sanchez is not starting ahead of Mark Flecken. Think of it like this. What does Thomas Frank want at Brentford? Why does it work so well? Yeah, they have some good technical players. I'm not going to doubt that. But ultimately, they have a system that they can count on. They have a manager that they can count on. And they have players that they can rely on. They don't make stupid mistakes. Although I say that, they conceded later on to lose 2-1 against Fulham yesterday. That was an unbelievable game. If anyone watched Fulham versus Brentford yesterday. Yeah, Mark Flecken starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. He does. He does, because Thomas Frank would not take a risk with a goalkeeper like that. He would not do it. He would not do it. Is he good enough for Brighton? Obviously not, because Brighton dropped him when Roberto De Zerbi was still the manager. So that tells me that Brighton don't rate him, and they still got 25 million for him. They pulled our pants down. People say they pulled our pants down for Caicedo as well. I don't think so. I think Cucurella has also turned out to be a good deal. And in terms of Paul Winstanley, I mean, no real complaints. I think that he's actually made some good signings as well. But yeah, I think we did get our pants pulled down for Robert Sanchez. I mean, that was terrible business. So we already know he doesn't get it at Brighton. What team is this? He plays for Burnley, James Trafford. Why is he on this list? Right, we go to Chelsea's goalkeepers. So we've established Kepa is better than Robert Sanchez. Gabriel Slonina. He's doing a good job at Barnsley. It's hard to judge if he's better than Robert Sanchez. But would he be making as many mistakes as the guy? I'll leave that to you in the comments. Gabriel Slonina. Eddie Beach. Never seen him play. Philip Jorgensen. More reliable than Robert Sanchez, in my opinion. More trustworthy. Still a good shot stopper. He had the highest save percentage in La Liga when he was at Villarreal. Give the man a chance. Petrovic, better goalkeeper than Robert Sanchez. Facts. Yeah, people look at Robert Sanchez's distribution is so poor. And then you say that that's why Petrovic doesn't get into the team. What a load of rubbish. Lucas Bergstrom as well. Maybe he should get a chance. We haven't even got Mike Penders on here. Where's Mike Penders, guys? But this is another argument that I've made, and people genuinely think I'm joking when I say this, and I'm not joking. This is a totally serious argument. This is genuine. Do you think Marcus Bettinelli would make as many mistakes as Robert Sanchez? Do you genuinely believe that? If you do, fair enough. Fair play if you do. I don't think that Marcus Bettinelli would make this many mistakes. Remember, he has been an established Premier League goalkeeper. He played for Fulham. He ended up leaving Fulham, but he still played for them, and he was a good keeper for them. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a serious argument. Bettinelli would not make as many mistakes. Right, let's keep going with our goalkeepers. So we've established that pretty much every goalkeeper that we've seen regularly is better than Robert Sanchez. Slonina's hard to judge. We've not really seen him enough. Never seen Eddie Beach play, to be honest with you. I'd take Jorgensen. I genuinely don't think Bettinelli's a bad shout because he won't make stupid mistakes. Petrovic, I trust Petrovic. I've seen Petrovic playing for us. Bergstrom as well. Why don't you give him a chance? So yeah. Dean Henderson is a much better keeper than Robert Sanchez. Let me tell you this. Dean Henderson, he's not a ball-playing keeper, but he knows how to save the ball and he doesn't make stupid decisions. So Robert Sanchez doesn't get into Crystal Palace's team. Jordan Pickford, England's #1, starts ahead of all the other English goalkeepers. So you're telling me that Robert Sanchez is going to start ahead of him at Everton? No chance. No chance. Bernard Leno used to be Arsenal's goalkeeper, now at Fulham. Do you genuinely believe in your heart of hearts that he would get dropped for a keeper that's conceded as many chances? It looks like Robert Sanchez at times with his distributions playing against Chelsea. But I'm not here to just shit all over the player. That's why we're going pound for pound. Would you take Robert Sanchez over any of these players if you were a fan of these teams? If I was a Fulham fan, I wouldn't take Robert Sanchez. If I was an Ipswich fan, I wouldn't take him. They make enough mistakes on the pitch as it is in terms of their defence, giving the ball away, which is fair, isn't it? They've just got promoted. I don't want any more mistakes from my goalkeeper. So I probably don't drop Muric for Robert Sanchez. Does Robert Sanchez start in a world for Leicester City where it's not a possession-based team, so you're not really required to pass out from the back? But what do you need? You need a keeper that you can rely on. We want good distribution in terms of long balls. Sanchez's record on short ball distribution is 97%. There's only 3% of that is errors, which, by the way, have definitely led to goals. That's another conversation. What about 29% accuracy on long balls? Do you think that's acceptable at a club like Leicester, where the majority of the time they do go long because they're not a team they don't have the quality to pass out from the back? So I don't even think he starts for Leicester, and I'm not taking the mick. Does he start for Liverpool? He's not even Liverpool's number 2. Becker starts ahead of him. Kelleher starts ahead of him as well. In fact, some people are saying, why don't we try and sign Kelleher anyway? Because he will be on the market as he's looking for game time. Tim Krul, I don't even know who he plays for. I don't think that's a Premier League team at the moment. Man City. You know what's mad? I don't even think he gets in Man City's top 3 keepers. Ederson starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. Ortega starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. Zach Steffen starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. I've seen all 3 of them play. They're all better than Robert Sanchez. They've got better distribution. They're more reliable. They make less mistakes. Onana starts every day of the week ahead of Robert Sanchez. Please, guys. Doesn't even get into Newcastle's top 2 keepers. Dubravka starts ahead of Robert Sanchez and Nick Pope. And this is the thing that I was saying. We've played Newcastle a couple of times already. But even for a keeper that hasn't got good distribution with Nick Pope, he doesn't make stupid mistakes. So why is it that when you see a keeper like Sanchez, who is more technically gifted than Nick Pope, like you can see the way he kicks the ball, like you can just see it, can't you? Why is he giving it away? Is it mental? Is he just not ready to play at this level ever? I hear that Robert Sanchez is a great trainer. He's brilliant when it comes to training at Chelsea. But as soon as things get competitive, he crumbles. So it is that part of the problem here. He doesn't get into a system with Nuno Espirito Santo. He's just not the kind of keeper that the Portuguese manager likes to work with. He likes to work with people that don't have any nonsense. No nonsense. Do your job, save the goal, that's it. And again, a pretty good argument for him not even to be in the top 2 at Nottingham Forest. Turner starts ahead of him and Sells as well, if I'm totally honest. I mean, it's crazy. Ramsdale definitely starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. I mean, we speak about his mentality. He's a good shot stopper and he can pass the ball relatively well. And that's how Southampton like to play, don't they? So if you've got Sanchez giving the ball away every 5 minutes, I mean, the team struggled to retain possession as it is. It just wouldn't work. Vicario starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. Areola starts ahead of Robert Sanchez. Jose Sarr starts ahead of Robert Sanchez for Wolves. Are there any players that I have mentioned that Robert Sanchez genuinely starts ahead of? Are there any players? Brian, it's true. We're starting Brighton's third choice goalkeeper. How is this still a conversation? But it is a conversation because we're talking about it, aren't we? So there must be some relevance there. Dre says Zach Steffen is on par with Sanchez, so Man City's third choice keeper is on par. Mad, isn't it, guys? It is incredible. There is a little bit more on Sanchez as well, which I will share with you now. The feeling is Sanchez's decision-making will eventually catch up with his talent, and at 26, it is hoped that his performances will continue to improve as he matures. I don't see how that happens. Listen, he was 18 once upon a time. What did you say when he was 18? Give the man time. You can't say that. It's almost 10 years since then. Come on. I trust processes. Processes are real, but this is not a real process. This is just, oh my days. How is this even a conversation? Like, genuinely, how is this a conversation? It's quite depressing. This is our goalkeeper, guys. This is our goalkeeper. I don't think it's impressive at all. I think it's just crazy, to be honest with you. I think it's absolutely criminal. Moving on from Robert Sanchez. Cole Palmer is expected to have a scan on an injury that left him limping out of Old Trafford, with Chelsea hoping he suffered a lucky escape. Listen, I hope Cole Palmer's doing well. Listen, it was a terrible challenge from Lisandro Martinez. Not good at all from him. He deserved to be red carded for that challenge. That was an absolute disgrace. I spoke to United fans out there who said, "Oh, we didn't touch him." He was limping for a reason, guys. It wasn't because he didn't get touched. It's because it was a serious problem that Martinez could have caused, and that could have been a life-changing injury in terms of his football career. I'm not going to sit here and say that Palmer isn't going to earn money again because he signed a 10-year contract at this point. But yeah, I hope Palmer gets better. Big up to Cole Palmer. Goodness gracious. Also, we'll finish up on, we've got two other pieces of news. Chelsea are not looking to sell Benoit Badiashile, who remains highly regarded. He's part of the long-term project and seen as having a bright future. I don't know where this has come out about Badiashile. Nobody was talking about him, and suddenly we've had this PR press release, whatever that means. Yeah, I guess big up to Badiashile. Listen, if he can retain some sort of form that he had when he first come in, and he's had one good game, didn't he, when he come on against Liverpool? I thought he'd done really well off the bench. But we need to see more consistent performances. If Levi Colwill got injured, can you honestly sit here and say that Benoit Badiashile comes in and make things happen as a substitute? I can't. I don't think that would happen. So let me know if you agree or disagree with that, guys. I personally don't think that a player who has been so poor can bounce back to the level that we really want to see him. But he has done it before, so he's clearly capable. What is it that we need to do as a club to accommodate that? He played very well when he had an experienced centre-back next to him, so maybe we need a little bit more experience at the back. And that is how you get the best out of Benoit Badiashile. But listen, I'm just I'm saying a few things. I don't know. Is the communication good enough at the back? Does he need help? Who knows? Michael Oliver will take charge of Chelsea's Premier League clash versus Arsenal. Do we celebrate? Michael Oliver. Chelsea games. Can we see like the record of Chelsea matches when Michael Oliver is the referee? He's ref quite a few games. Are we happy with this appointment, guys? Apparently, Michael Oliver hates Arsenal. That's what Arsenal fans tell me, because of the red card against Trossard when they played Man City. So if that's the case, I guess that's positive. It's not. Listen, if it was Anthony Taylor, we'd be saying the opposite. So maybe we should be happy about Michael Oliver. I know Arsenal fans despise him. Here we go. Here's our record. Let me share my screen with you now. So in the Premier League, home games that Michael Oliver has officiated, we've won 13, we've drawn 6, and we've lost 3. Away games, we've won 8, we've drawn 5, and we've lost 8. So overall in the Premier League, we've won 21 of our matches with Michael Oliver, we've drawn 11, and we've lost 11. FA Cup, 3 wins, 1 loss. 3 and 3 in total. League Cup, 2 wins, 2 losses in total. For those of you who don't know who Michael Oliver is, this is Michael Oliver. He's been a ref for quite some time. His first game refereeing Chelsea was in 2020 and in 2012. Sorry. So he's been around. He's been around for a while. I personally don't have a massive issue with Michael Oliver. I think he probably is the best referee in the country, miles ahead of Anthony Taylor. So I don't have a big issue with it, to be fair. What do you guys think about having Michael Oliver as the referee? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. James says he misses Petrovic. F22 says he wants Diego Costa to come to Chelsea. That would be an expensive signing. Dre's asking about Palmer. Well, listen, he's had a scan, so we'll come back and we'll see what the results on that scan are. If he plays against Arsenal, then I'm sure he's fine. Hopefully he is. That would be a massive detriment to us, a bit like Arsenal losing Odegaard. That would not be good at all. I'm scared as well. If Palmer's injured, we're in big trouble. Brian says we need at least a draw versus the Goons. I mean, to be honest with you, I think we need to win that game. It's a home game for us. Listen, Arsenal can cause us some problems, but I almost think that if Sanchez makes a mistake in that game and we drop points, let's say we draw like we did last year, it might be a blessing in disguise, because Maresca is then forced to drop him. And we've got the international break to separate it. And hopefully Jorgensen comes back and plays in the Prem. That's what I'd love. That's what I'd really love. Oh, no. Is that the oh god, Oliver screwed us in one of the FA Cup finals, the one where he sent Kovacic off for no reason. I know which that was when Frank Lampard was our manager. Yes, I do remember that. Oh man. Sanchez and or backline with the Bozo moment. I mean, I hope we can take it 2-1, but that's the quite. It's a massive but, isn't it? Listen, guys, we've got almost 50 of you on YouTube, 140 on X. Can we smash the like button, guys? Just it shows me that you are enjoying the content, that you do appreciate what we're doing in terms of the live. Let me know how many likes we're on as well. If we're on 50, if we've got 50 people in there, can we see if we can get to 40 likes on YouTube? So just smash that like button. That does massively help. Also, guys, if you don't know who Amelie are, I'm going to be going live on Amelie later today, speaking about the Man United game and also talking about the Noah game, the upcoming Europa Conference League match with either Kevin or Charlie or Nina. Someone's going to be jumping on with me. So listen, if you want to jump on Amelie, you can actually come in, listen, and join the conversation. You don't have to comment. You can literally come and speak to us. That's why the app was created. To make it a better way for football fans to communicate with each other. So yeah, big up to all of you. Download the app. There's a link in the description as well as the QR code on screen. But yeah, listen, big up to everyone. Smash the likes, Brian. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. That seems to be the majority of the latest news regarding Chelsea. So just a little summary, a little roundup. Chelsea retain faith in Robert Sanchez. It doesn't look like he's getting dropped anytime soon. Maybe we need him to have a few stinkers and just accept that that's what it's going to take to drop this guy, even though it seems like the smart decision would be to just play Jorgensen. But if we're going to retain what? Cole Palmer out for 6 weeks. Where's that come from? Where is the proof? Where is the proof? No, I'm not seeing any proof of that one. Nah. Don't scare me like that. Where does it say that? Ah, she's joking. All right. Goodness gracious, you scared me, Kate. You scared me. We were going to have to run another hour live stream about what the hell we're going to do without Cole Palmer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not even going to lie, Dre. I think Martinez should still be punished. Why can't he still be punished? You have VAR, you have all these different things. Yeah, he deserves to be punished for what happened. I mean, at the end of the day, you are jeopardizing someone's career. Why should you not be given a match ban or a couple of matches out of out of the league? I think that's totally fair. But yeah, I hope Cole Palmer gets better. We'll see what the results on that scan are, and I will update you as soon as I can. Badiashile as well. The club retained a lot of faith in him, so it doesn't look like we'll be trying to sell anytime soon. And yeah, listen, we'll be jumping on a live pretty much as soon as I get an update on Chelsea. I might do a live on Thursday morning for the Noah game. I'll probably try and do something tomorrow as well. We'll do a little panel show. And then I'll be having a couple of videos come out. We'll have some previews as well as a video which I'm making about Robert Sanchez, which I think is a totally fair video. Yeah, it's one of those things. You did make my heart skip a beat, definitely. But thank you for at least saying you were joking, because I was just going to have a deep dive. I thought I was going to have to go on the dark web to find something about Cole Palmer's injury, because I couldn't see anything on Twitter. I was typing in all the different names, thinking to myself, what have I missed here? But yeah, there you go. Listen, big up to everyone in the chat. I appreciate your time, guys. It's only a short one today, but listen, my promise to you is the same promise that I had whenever I started a couple of weeks ago. I will be doing this every single day if I can. I will try and do as many as I can. And if you continue watching and liking and supporting the channel, I can only promise more content. That is what I will try and do. But listen, all the best to everyone that's been watching. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your day if you're in the UK. Otherwise, you might be somewhere else in the world. It could be the evening for you. But apart from that, we will speak very soon, and up the Chels.